Hello, my friend. This is Clyde. It's a full-time job. In Proverbs 22 verse 6 we read, "Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old they will not turn from it." Have you ever seen a notice in the newspaper or on social media, job vacancy, parents needed? This home needs 2 parents. Only qualified couples need apply. There is a rigorous vetting process, and the successful couple will be expected to live in and work 18 hours daily and be on call 6 hours. The remuneration will not be in money value, but on ongoing satisfaction. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But parenting is a full-time job. It is not a job for the faint of heart. It is not a job for unqualified persons. It is not a job that allows for persons to resign. There is no paycheck at the end of the week, and the truth is, you are on call every day. It is a job that demands long-term commitment for a minimum of 18 years, but be warned that there are changing challenges on an ongoing basis. Couples who apply should be in a healthy marriage and be creative, strong, compassionate, patient, possess multiple skills, and godly. So we have a text before us that speaks in strong language to the 2 people who have taken on the job. Let us talk a little of what you have got yourself into. It must be made clear that having children is to enter into partnership with God. The Bible tells us that children are a heritage of God, so you choosing to be parents indicates that you are drawing on a godly heritage. You are engaging in a great enterprise that God established from the dawn of human history. Remember when God told the first couple on earth that they must have children, they must have many children and fill the earth with his heritage. God wanted the earth to be filled with his glory, coast to coast and from sea to shining sea. God was committed to this amazing system of population growth even after sin entered the picture. Hundreds of years later, God sent a strong and fundamental blueprint of parenting to his people. If you are partners with the creator of the concept of having children, then he is the best one to roll out the program. What did he tell them in Deuteronomy 6 from verse 6 to 9? "These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates." What is the short version of what God requires? That you should devote all your efforts, your time, your resources, your attention to bringing up your children in a godly way. There is no room in God's program for the parents to experiment or to introduce other methods of parenting. God designed and released one model and one model only. Are you willing to stick to the script? Later in Psalm 127, we see another feature of the model of parenting. Remember, it is God's business, so he has all the right in the world to tell you what to do. After all, you were not hired to be a parent who operates off your own volition. So this is what he has to say to the parents. "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain." Did you get that? Don't raise children without God directly and actively involved in it. He knows it all. He knows the children long before they were born into your family. He created them inside of your womb, so it is imperative that he be directly involved in the business of raising them up. Some people deviate from the God model, and he says it very clearly. If you do, you are going to be in trouble. To deviate from the godly model of parenting is to be facetious. You are being that person who is telling God, "I have a better way of raising children. The model you handed down is obsolete." Oh, is that what you want to tell your senior partner in the enterprise of parenting? Let me share with you something that he has to say. Jesus said in Matthew 19 verse 14, "Let the children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." In other words, Jesus is saying, be intentional in teaching children about me because they are the heart and soul of my program here on earth. In another place, Jesus added a stronger element of seriousness to it. In Matthew 18 and verse 6, Jesus had this to say, If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. My friend, it doesn't get any clearer than this. Jesus was not promising you a slap on the wrist. Rather, he's saying that it would have been better if you had not meddled in God's business. It is that serious. Your life is on the line if you prevent children from not learning about God. But let us end where we started. The text gives us a guarantee. If you raise your children in the God model, your children will not end up on the opposite side. They might stray for a while, but as sure as night follows day, if you followed the God model of parenting, your children are going to live based on that godly foundation that you carefully laid. So hear me, and hear me well. If you decide to accept the job as parents, you and your spouse, be it known to you that parenting is a full-time job. Think about it before you apply. And if you are already involved in this business of parenting, you might need to change your style of parenting before it is too late.